The bathroom mirror reflected your tired face as you held your stomach wincing slightly. Do I really have to get my periods on trip day? You muttered, frustration clear in your tone. The thought of enjoying a fun day with your friends seemed impossible now. You sighed deeply, glancing down at your reflection. This is just my luck, you grumbled. Your phone buzzed on the counter, jolting you out of your thoughts. It was Rosie. You picked up the call and heard her cheerful voice on the other end. Hey Van, where are you? The bus is leaving soon, be on time near the school. Rosie's excitement was contagious, but you couldn't match her energy. Rosie, I'm on period, you confessed, your voice low. Oh no, that sucks. She replied sympathetically, but hey, don't let it ruin your day. We'll have some fun that you won't even think about it. Bring some pads just in case and hurry up, okay? Her encouraging words made you feel slightly better. Alright, I'll try to make it quick. See you soon. After hanging up, you forced yourself to pack your luggage. In your haste, you accidentally left your pads on the bedside table. By the time you were ready, your father was already honking the car horn outside. You hurried downstairs. Meanwhile, near the school, the atmosphere was buzzing with excitement. Students were chatting animatedly, their voices a mix of laughter and anticipation. Jungkook, the bad boy heartthrob of the school, stood all amidst the crowd, scanning it with an annoyed expression. Where's this devil? He muttered under his breath, his eyes darting around. Just then a light tap on his shoulder made him turn around. It was Sana, his friend, who feels herself as his best friend. Are you looking for me? She asked, her face lighting up with a hopeful smile. Jungkook rolled his eyes. No, I'm waiting for the devil, he replied bluntly. Her smile faltered slightly, but she quickly masked it, pretending not to care. Nearby, a group of friends were excitedly discussing what they had brought for the trip. I packed a ton of snacks, chips, chocolate, you name it, one boy said proudly. I brought my makeup kit. You never know when we'll need it for pictures, a girl chimed in. I packed a sweater. It's going to be cold on the way back. Another added, where is Vine? She's usually so excited about trips, but she's late today. One of the girls asked. Rosie, overhearing, reassured them, she's coming. Don't worry, she'll be here soon. Moments later, your father's car pulled up near the school. As I stepped out, Jungkook's eyes immediately landed on you. A smirk spread across his face as he watched you adjust your bag and look around. Where are you going? Sana asked, noticing him moving. To meet someone special, he replied, the smirk still plastered on his face. Sana's expression dimmed as she watched him walk towards you. You caught sight of Jungkook approaching and immediately groaned internally. Your face fell and your tired eyes narrowed as he greeted you. Hello, madam, he said in a teasing tone. Don't disturb me, you shot back, your voice sharp. I'm not in the mood to fight with you. Not in the mood, but I'm in full mood today. I'm going to have so much fun entertaining myself with you, he said with a grin, clearly enjoying your frustration. You glared at him, your patience running thin. Listen, Jungkook, I'm fully frustrated. I can even kill you right now. Just go away. You snapped, the mood swings getting the better of you. He simply stood there watching you storm off to join your friends. He chuckled softly, shaking his head. She's something else, he murmured to himself, his eyes following your retreating figure. Your friends greeted you with concern. Why are you so late? One of them asked. Nothing serious. I just woke up late. You lied, not wanting to reveal the real reason. What did you bring for the trip? Another friend asked. Just the basics, clothes, snacks, my phone. He replied casually, hoping they wouldn't probe further. Rosie gave you a knowing look but didn't press. Soon the teacher called everyone's attention. Alright, students, it's time to board the bus. Please find your seats quickly. The crowd erupted into cheers as everyone hurried toward the bus. You felt a twinge of discomfort and decided to make a quick trip to the washroom to adjust your bag, hoping to avoid any mishaps during the ride. The bus was already bustling with chatter and excitement. When you finally boarded, as you scanned the seats, your heart sank. The bus was completely packed except for one seat beside Jungkook. He sat there, headphones on, nodding slightly to the beat of his music. You sighed deeply, realizing you had no choice but to sit there. Gathering your courage, you walked over and stood next to him. Excuse me, I'll sit here, you said, gesturing to the empty seat. Without looking up, Jungkook casually placed his bag on the seat and replied, It's booked. Booked? You asked incredulously. No way, I came here first. He finally looked up, his signature smirk plastered on his face. Whatever, it's for my friend Sana. As if on cue, Sana appeared. She glanced between the two of you, clearly sensing the tension. What's going on? She asked, her voice hesitant. Jungkook patted the seat and said, Come on, sit. Sana gave you an apologetic look before silently sitting beside him. You glared at Jungkook, frustration bubbling inside you. With no other option, you stood near the aisle, holding onto the rod for support. Jungkook leaned back in his seat, a triumphant smile playing on his lips. He thought to himself, You made me sit on the floor in the lab, now you stand and I will enjoy this. Memories of the day in the lab flashed through your mind. You had mischievously broken a chair to tease Jungkook, and the teacher had made him sit on the floor. It seemed like he was determined to get his revenge. The bus jolted forward as the ride began. You held the rod tightly, trying to steady yourself as the vehicle swayed. Jungkook suddenly turned to Sana. Sana, come and sit here, he said. Why? She asked, confused. Just come. He insisted. Sana shrugged and switched seats with him, leaving you puzzled. Jungkook now sat beside you, his presence making you tense. Hi, he said, his voice easing. You turned your head away, refusing to engage. None of your business, he muttered angrily. Jungkook chuckled. Are you enjoying the ride, Wine? He asked, his tone dripping with amusement. I said, none of your business. You snapped, your temper flaring. Minutes passed and Jungkook's teasing smile began to wear. His heart tugged with guilt. He knew he had been playing around, but seeing you so upset made him uncomfortable. Despite acting like your enemy, he secretly cared for you. His teasing had never crossed the line into actual harm, but today felt different. Finally, he stood up and gestured to his seat. Here, sit down, he said, his voice unusually soft. You looked at him surprised, but shook your head. No thanks, you said coldly, I'm fine. Jungkook sighed and sat back down, his mind raced with thoughts and a new worry crept in. What if she loses her balance and falls? He thought, his eyes stayed on you as the bus bounced over bumps in the road. He leaned back and murmured under his breath, sudden break. As if the universe had heard him, the driver slammed the brake. The bus jerked violently and you lost your grip on the rod. Before you could process what was happening, you stumbled forward and landed directly in Jungkook's lap. Time seemed to slow as your wide eyes met his. His headphones had slipped off and his face was mere inches from yours. His usual smirk was gone, replaced by an expression of surprise and something else. His dark eyes softened. Are you okay? He asked, his voice barely above whisper. You nodded slowly, still too shocked to speak. His hands, which had instinctively grabbed your waist to steady you, lingered for a moment longer than necessary before he let go. You quickly tried to stand, your face burning with embarrassment. I'm fine, you mumbled, avoiding his gaze. But as you moved to get up, the bus jolted again, and you found yourself leaning against him for balance. Jungkook slipped twitched into a small smile. Looks like the universe wants you to stay here. He said softly. There was no dissing in this tone this time, just genuine warmth. For a moment, you caught a glimpse of the side of Jungkook you hadn't seen before. Don't get any ideas, you muttered. You were about to push yourself off. Jungkook slapping his hands gently hold your waist, keeping you in place. Don't get up, just sit here, he whispered softly, his voice carrying an unfamiliar sincerity that left you momentarily stunned. Against your better judgment, you stayed. Your classmates' eyes widened in shock whispers and surprised glances passed among them. The school's bad boy, who always kept his distance, now had you, his so called enemy, sitting on his lap. Jungkook noticed their stares and smirked. What? You guys want to sit on my lap too? He asked, raising an eyebrow. The bold comment made everyone quickly avert their gaze, pretending they hadn't been watching. You wanted to roll your eyes but couldn't help the small chuckle that escaped. Typical Jungkook, he always knew how to command attention. After a while, you shifted uncomfortably, your stomach cramping painfully. You winced, trying to mask the discomfort. Rosie, noticing your distress, discreetly passed you a hot pack. As you pressed it to your abdomen, Jungkook's gaze lingered on you, his expression softening. Sana, Jungkook said, suddenly turning to his friend. Can you adjust somewhere else? Sana looked at him surprised but nodded without hesitation. Sure, she said, moving to sit with another group of classmates. Jungkook then gently guided you to the now empty seat beside him. Oh, what's going on? You asked, confused by his sudden actions. Why did you even come on this trip if you're not feeling well? He asked, his tone calm but concerned. You blinked at him, not feeling well. What are you talking about? He gestured softly toward the hot pack. From that, I can tell what you're going through. He said quietly, his words were careful, almost shy, as though he didn't want to embarrass you. You looked down, a little taken aback by his perceptiveness. Oh, it's not a big deal. You replied, I just wanted to enjoy this trip with everyone. Jungkook's eyes softened even more. Okay, he said simply, but let me take care of you. If you need anything, just ask me. Take care of me? He repeated, your voice laced with confusion. The Jungkook sitting beside you now felt entirely different from the boy who always teased you. He didn't respond, instead pulling a small bar of chocolate from his bag and handing it to you. Here, he said, it might help you. You hesitated but took it, murmuring a soft thank you. As the bus rumbled down, you leaned against the window, exhaustion catching up with you. Slowly your eyes drifted shut, the occasional jerking of the bus made you stare, your head bumping lightly against the glass. Jungkook noticed and frowned. Without hesitation, he gently guided your head to rest on his shoulder. There, he murmured as though soothing a child. You were too drowsy to resist, letting out a small sigh as you settled against him. After some time, a chill crept into the bus, causing you to shiver in your sleep. Jungkook noticed immediately. He reached for his sweater, draping it over you carefully to keep you warm. He watched you for a moment, a small, genuine smile tugging at his lips. You're really something, Wine, he whispered, his voice almost inaudible over the hum of bus engine. The warmth of the sweater and the steadiness of his shoulder made you feel safe, though you were half asleep. Unconsciously, you snuggled closer, murmuring something incoherent. Jungkook's smile widened, his heart skipping a beat. I'm not so bad, am I? He joked softly, even though he knew you couldn't hear him. For once, he didn't care about putting on an act. All that mattered was making sure you were comfortable. The classmates who occasionally glanced at the two of you were baffled by what they saw. Jungkook, the infamous bad boy, looking after someone with such care. It was as if they were seeing a completely different side of him. They exchanged whispers but decided not to disturb the moment. The bus ride continued, and Jungkook stayed perfectly still, not wanting to wake you. His hand rested lightly on the sweater over your shoulders, as if anchoring you there. Despite the teasing and the bickering, this felt right, and for once, Jungkook wasn't in a rush to fight it. After a while, you stared, awake, and blinked in confusion. The bus was eerily silent, and as you glanced around, you realized it was completely empty. Rubbing your eyes, you peered out the window and saw your classmates playing on a lush green ground, their laughter echoing faintly. Did we reach the destination? You wondered aloud, but the surroundings didn't look like the campsite. Before you could think further, someone climbed onto the bus to grab their bag. You stopped them and asked, "Hey, why is the bus stopped?" "The tire got punctured," he replied casually before heading back out. "Oh," you muttered, leaning back in your seat. As you shifted your eyes, caught the sweater draped over your shoulders. You froze for a moment, realizing it was Jungkook's. A mix of surprise and warmth spread through you as it touched the fabric. Climbing off the bus, you made your way over to your friends. Rosie spotted you immediately and waved. Finally awake, sleeping beauty, she teased. You chuckled and asked, "Hey, did you see this sweater?" pointing at it. Rosie's eyes lit up. "Oh, Chunga put that on you when you were showering. He was so careful, making sure you were comfortable. Honestly, it was kind of sweet." "Jungkook?" you repeated, glancing toward the boy sitting a short distance away alone under a tree. He was fiddling with a blade of grass, looking uncharacteristically quiet. An unfamiliar feeling bubbled up inside you. Was it gratitude, something more? He couldn't quite name it. Shaking off the thought, you joined your friends who were excitedly planning games. Rosie turned to you. "We are doing a running competition first. Are you in?" You hesitated. Your energy is still low. "I think I'll skip this one," you said quietly. But before you could step back, Jungkook appeared beside you. "You're playing," he declared firmly. "What? No, I'm not," you protested. Without another word, he crouched down and motioned for you to get on his back. "Come on," he said, glancing over his shoulder. "I'll carry you." "Jungkook, no," you exclaimed, but he didn't wait for your approval. Gently but decisively, he hoisted you onto his back and started walking toward the starting line. Your friends burst into laughter. "That's cheating," someone called out. Jungkook stopped and turned, his expression suddenly serious. "Cheating?" he repeated. "Will you still call it cheating if I say no?" His tone was so firm that everyone gulped and immediately shook their heads. "Nope, not cheating at all," one of them stammered. Satisfied, Jungkook smirked and continued. You buried your face in your hands, utterly embarrassed but secretly touched by his determination to involve you. The race began and Jungkook's strides were long and confident. Despite carrying you, he kept up effortlessly. "Having fun yet?" he teased, glancing at you out of the corner of his eye. "You're unbelievable," he muttered, though a small smile crept onto your face. After the race, your friends moved on to other games. Jungkook stayed by your side, ensuring you participated in everything. Whether it was holding the rope for tug of war or strategizing during a game, he supported you in every way. When you stumbled, he was there to steady you. When you looked unsure, he offered encouragement. You're stronger than you think, he said during one game. His voice was low but genuine. Each act of kindness chipped away at your defenses. The boy you would always considered your enemy was showing you a side you hadn't imagined existed. You know your feelings were a confusing tangle of gratitude. Rosie nudged you. She whispered, I think he's not bad as you think. You nodded slightly, unable to disagree. Jungkook had surprised you today, and as you looked at him, you couldn't help but wonder what other surprises he had in store. Later, the bus was repaired and everyone boarded again. You and Jungkook ended up sitting beside each other. As the bus started moving, you turned to him and said softly, Thank you for everything today. Jungkook leaned back against his seat and his usual smirk playing on his lips. It's my pleasure to make you win, he replied casually. Your heart skipped a beat at his words, and you couldn't help but glance at him. The bus ride continued in silence for a while before curiosity got the better of you. Why are you taking care of me like this? You asked, your voice barely above a whisper. He tilted his head back, gazing at the bus ceiling. Because I love to, he said, his voice trailing off deliberately. Love to? You got confused. Yes, he said, turning his head to look directly at you. Just like how I love to tease you, I love to care for you. You frowned slightly. Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Why do you love to? Wine, he interrupted with a small laugh, shaking his head. Come on, I don't think you are naive. You understand what I mean. Heart rose to your cheeks as you realized what he was implying. You turned your head away, pretending to look out the window. But a small smile tugged at your lips. Deep down, you understood his feelings, but a part of you wanted him to say it outright. As the ride went on, a chill spread into the bus. You began to shiver again, and Jungkook noticed immediately. Cold? He asked. You nodded slightly. Yeah, but I'm fine. I tied your sweater around my waist because you hesitated, lowering your voice. My skirt got stained, so I borrowed a pad from someone. Jungkook nodded in understanding and then did something that caught you off guard. He unzipped his jacket and said, Come here. What? You asked, blinking in surprise. Inside the sweater, he clarified, his tone gentle and firm. I'll keep you warm. You glanced around nervously unsure. Don't hesitate, he said, his voice low and reassuring. I'll make sure no one comes. His unwavering confidence made you smile. Slowly you slid closer and slipped inside his sweater as he zipped it up around the both of you. The warmth of the jacket and the proximity of his body chased away the cold almost instantly. Comfortable? He asked, his voice a soft murmur close to your ear. You nodded, feeling an unexpected sense of safety. Yeah, this is nice. For the remainder of the ride, the two of you shared quiet, heartfelt conversation. Jungkook's teasing demeanor softened, revealing a side of him you would never seen him before. He spoke about his dreams, his fears, and how much he enjoyed moments like this. Thank you for watching.